One of the few remaining businesses in Minatare will be closing by the end of the calendar year. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in Western Nebraska and Eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, big news coming out of Minatare this morning, as one of the last remaining businesses has announced they'll be closing its doors this fall. Last week, Platte Valley Bank mailed out several hundred letters to Minatare area bank customers, notifying them the closure of the Minatare bank location effective November 1st. Zach Karpf, PVC Chief Operating Officer, tells KNEB News that the decline in population of Minatare and the economic impact of that decline led to the company to a difficult decision.
Also, the other thing is the business climate there. You know, a lot of us can remember a downtown there that was very vibrant and had a number of businesses, and quite frankly, we're one of the very few that are still there, and so that climate just changed to the point where it didn't really make economic sense for us to continue to have a location.
Karpf says they will continue to provide a full-service ATM in Minatare, along with their mobile and digital services to ensure that Minatare and surrounding residents maintain access to their bank accounts. There will be no positions eliminated as a result of the closure, with associates changing to other bank locations. Well, diversion flights from Denver using Western Nebraska Regional Airport's crosswind runway will be restricted to aircrafts of 60,000 pounds or less after a section of the runway was displaced during a June diversion flight. Airport manager Raul Aguayo says a Boeing 737 that was diverted from Denver landed in early June exposed an issue with the aging asphalt on the 523 crosswind runway. Aguayo says after landing, as it rolled through, the aircraft displaced the asphalt near the intersection, causing wheel marks as though it had rolled through mud.
And so we closed the runway and brought the engineers out and got to looking at it, and I thought, well, I'm going to put a roller on it first, see if I can just flatten it back out. Well, when we flattened it back out, we found out that there was water in between the concrete pavement below and the asphalt above, and it was delaminated. So at that point, we decided that we needed to dig out a section of the runway, and we ended up taking out a 125-foot by 125-foot section right next to the intersection of 523 and 1230.
Aguayo says it will likely be 2021 or 2022 before the runway will be totally rehabilitated, which is something the airport was already looking at. The feds had proposed shortening and narrowing that crosswind runway. Aguayo says those negotiations will continue as he is hoping to demonstrate the increased demand for use of the full crosswind runway. Well, straight ahead, some isolated thunderstorms dropped more than an inch of rain in parts of the region last night. What does the rest of the week have in store for us? The Boyer's got you covered right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Name one other restaurant that makes their barbecue with brown sugar bacon and sauce with Kentucky bourbon that's been aged in charred oak barrels. Charred oak barrels, people. And we have a drive-thru. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Well, we have a pleasant evening, but we're going to have to dodge some thunderstorms. I think especially here in this time frame, kind of between 10 and 6. A little better chance of some late night thunderstorms. Might wake you up a little bit. We'll show you those coming up in a moment. So look for a few storms. Really, we have daily chances of storms over the next 7 days. Tomorrow, probably a lesser day for those, but they increase again. Thursday is probably our best chance of thunderstorms. Temps are going to remain near normal. Yesterday, whoa, did we get a little toasty out there, 100. That's 10 degrees above normal. Just missed our record high by 4. Only dropped down to 64 yesterday morning. We did have 900s at the airport. Did a lot better than that in some areas. As much as 1.5 inches fell in that canal collapse area. So that's good news. Portions of that anyway with 1.5 inches. We just had 900s here at the station. Another warm one today, although not as hot as yesterday. 80s on the eastern half of the state. Laramie, 75. That looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Not here in our area. We're upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Winds are fairly light, a little gustier with some of those thunderstorms moving off to higher terrain. An enhanced risk of severe storms exists from northern Iowa and southern Minnesota on up into portions of Michigan. We have a slight risk of severe storms in our area. Can't rule out an isolated severe storm anywhere in the region, but this area highlighted in yellow from North Platte to Valentine, back through Scottsbluff, CHADRON, that area could be at a slightly higher risk of severe storms. That shifts further to the east tomorrow. I think we're going to have a lower coverage of thunderstorms tomorrow in our area. Valentine, North Platte over to Kearney, and then as we go into Wednesday, we push that further to the east, only to set the stage for kind of an increase in those thunderstorm chances again Thursday. This is what Futurecast looks like, bringing some of these storms off the mountains. This is overnight tonight. It pushes a few across our area. Don't be surprised to see a couple of those. We're going to drop down into the upper 50s to low 60s. Near 60 for most of us is what we'll call it. Now tomorrow we start the day with sunshine overhead. It is going to be primarily a sunny day. Late tomorrow afternoon we start to see some building clouds, and we'll start to see a few thunderstorms try to roll off tomorrow evening and across the area, and then another chance maybe late tomorrow night, again into early Wednesday morning, of seeing a few of those clouds and showers around. We're going to warm back up tomorrow, maybe the hottest day of the week in the low to mid 90s, and then we're going to drop temperatures a little bit after then. Precip tonight, we'll push through some of that. Tomorrow, same situation. Some areas, kind of like yesterday, could end up with a tenth or so. Some could end up with an inch or more, depending on where you're at. So isolated few thunderstorms around tonight, lows around 60. Tomorrow, just a stray thunderstorm chance. Mostly sunny. It's going to be hot. Highs into the middle 90s. Thunderstorm chances are only about 10% tomorrow, maybe up to 20%, but primarily it's going to be pretty dry. 20% chance of storms Wednesday, back to near 90. We're going to be in those upper 80s to near 90s. Best chance of storms coming Thursday afternoon and evening. Some of those could be strong to severe and produce some heavy rain.
Recognize these? Sweet, fluffy King's Hawaiian buns. You should. They're the same craveable little buns you get from the store. Recognize these? Arby's $1.49 King's Hawaiian sliders featuring Hawaiian barbecue chicken. You shouldn't, because they're brand new. So if you do recognize them, somebody leaked it. Who are you working for?
Arby's.
Oh. A little paranoid today.
Arby's, we have the meats.
U.S. National Hot Air Balloon Championship lands in Western Nebraska. Starting August 12th, there will be 50 balloons coloring the sky. Then on the 16th and 17th, 30 Old West Balloon Fest pilots take flight. Can't make it to the morning launches? Enjoy one of 2 night glow options. August 15th at WNCC or the 17th at Five Rocks Amphitheater. There will be a kids' education zone and tethered rides for kids 12 and under. The morning launches at Mitchell Airfield. To learn more about the national competition and the Old West Balloon Fest, visit theoldwestballoonfest.com.
Are you ready to join the celebration? Then what are you waiting for? Switch to VIAERO today and find out exactly why we're better. More towers than the competition, convenient stores in your neighborhood, friendly, helpful customer service, and top phones at excellent values, such as the iPhone XR for free. That's right, get a free iPhone XR when you purchase any other iPhone of equal or greater value. VIAERO Wireless, your better choice for wireless service.
KNEB presents country music rising star Dylan Scott.
I'm hooked on kissing.
Friday, August 16th at the historic Midwest Theater in Scottsbluff. Presented by Allo Communications and VIAERO Wireless. Tickets are on sale now at the Midwest Theater box office, by phone at 632-4311 or at midwesttheater.com. Dylan Scott, August 16th at the historic Midwest Theater in Scottsbluff with KNEB.
Welcome back. 2 years after Nebraska state regulators shuttered 4 beer stores for selling excessive amounts of alcohol near South Dakota's Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, public health officials are still trying to clean up the damage left by decades of alcohol abuse among tribe members. The stores in White Clay faced intense criticism for selling millions of cans of beer annually, primarily to members of the Ogallala Sioux tribe. Critics blame the stores for widespread alcoholism and cases of fetal alcohol syndrome on the officially dry reservation. The problem has drawn the attention of lawmakers and officials with the University of Nebraska Medical Center, who will travel to Gordon and the reservation this week. They'll teach educators, health officials, and social workers how to identify signs of alcohol-related disorders in children. Well, the Scottsbluff business is one of 5 winners of Congressman Adrian Smith's inaugural 3rd District Young Entrepreneur Awards, which was created to celebrate the efforts of young and rising leaders who strengthen their communities with their entrepreneurial spirit. One local winner is Papa Moon Vineyards, which over the last 12 years has evolved from a grape-growing operation to a full-fledged winery. The Massey family will be recognized by Congressman Adrian Smith before the U.S. House of Representatives later this year. And a 42-year-old Scottsbluff man is facing a variety of felony charges stemming from a weekend investigation by the Scottsbluff County Sheriff's Department. Court documents say the victim noticed that items from her home were missing, including jewelry, checks, and gift cards. Additionally, the victim noticed that forced entry to the home was gained through the garage. 3 of the stolen checks were written to Clifford Bowles and signed with a forged signature, and at least 1 piece of jewelry was pawned locally by Bowles. He was arrested on charges including burglary, forgery, and theft by unlawful taking, and made his first appearance on the charges this afternoon in Scottsbluff County Court. Well, straight ahead, Chris Cottrell will be in at the sports desk. We'll be back with that right after the break.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features. Colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens. Brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
Success does transfer. When it comes to continuing your education, CHADRON State College is a place you can call home. Our inviting atmosphere and small-town feel provide a sense of community. Our faculty and staff help make the transfer process go smoothly and provide assistance for your entire time at CSC.
I felt like I belonged as soon as I arrived for my campus visit. There were plenty of ways to get involved and meet new people. CHADRON State was definitely the right fit for me.
Join us today at csc.edu.
My kids eat vegetables never, but they eat Runza sandwiches, which have cabbage, which is a vegetable, which makes me the mom of the year.
Sometimes events in life are planned. Others, a happy surprise. No matter what life change you're navigating, whether you're getting married or just want a bigger yard for your pup, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. Retirement. A new season in life where you can change how you live it. And something easier, convenient, that feels just right. When it's time, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
Now, sports from the First National Bank Sports Desk. First National Bank of North Platte. the bank to think of first.
A local cowboy is now a local legend, and football season in full swing in Lincoln. We start today at the sports desk with Dean Gorsuch, who over the weekend was inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame in Colorado Springs. The Mullen native and Gering resident is a two-time steer wrestling world champion and an 8-time qualifier for the National Finals Rodeo. Here's what he had to say about this honor back when it was announced earlier this summer.
I didn't think it was coming. I mean, it's such a humbling I'm just so pumped about it because, it's just something that I've worked towards my whole career, but I never thought it would happen, and I dang sure didn't right now. So, it has been a whirlwind. They called me and told me, and I teared up, almost crying when they told me just because, it's really special to me and my family.
Dean stepped away from the rodeo in 2016 to spend more time with his family. Gorsuch this past weekend stepped into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. Now we head to Lincoln, where the Husker football team had their 4th practice of fall camp this morning. Defensive coordinator Eric Shenander on where his guys are at compared to the spring session.
Yeah, I think they picked up where they left off. A lot of retention from the older guys. Installs come a lot faster than last year. It's interesting for me, kind of a different install, kind of an older guy install and the younger guy install, because there's so much retention, because the kids work so hard in the summer. But the effort's been awesome, the communication's been awesome, and just their understanding of what we're trying to get done has been really, really good.
Head coach Scott Frost touched on the fact he wants the team to prove to him how tough they can be during fall camp. This black shirts unit will need to be just that after allowing nearly 200 yards per game rushing in conference play last year. And Shenander says a full year and a second summer in the weight program is paying dividends now.
Just looking at them and watching them run around and watching them play and watching them do drills, it's night and day to me. And I think, ask Coach DeWitt about that even. He's a better judge of that because, like me and him talked, and he said, what do you think? I said, well, I think we're better. He said, I think we're a lot better. When you're not around it for 4 months and then you jump back in, he's like, it just looks different. So I'll take his word for it.
Tomorrow will mark the first full padded practice of camp as we approach opening kickoff for the season at home on August 31st against South Alabama. And the Husker basketball team, that's right, basketball in August. Today they played the first game of their summer trip to Italy. That was this morning. They beat Stella Azzurra 87-56, and it was former WNCC Cougar Gervais Green leading the team in scoring with 15 points. Husker hoops in action again on Wednesday at noon Mountain Time against a team from Lithuania. That's the latest today from right here at the First National Bank Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. Ryan's back to check the community calendar right after this on KNEB.TV.
You said yes. Together, you planned every detail. You married. And then you realized 500 square feet just isn't enough room for two. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. You decide to add another to your family. You start reading parenting books. You're amazed that such a small human could need so much space. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
World champion bullfighter Dusty Tuckness has a lot to think about at work. He looks into the eyes of real angry bulls for a living. But Dusty wouldn't trade this job despite some really hard days at work. At home, Dusty's world is quiet and comfortable. Dusty leaves his boots, his hat, and his hard day at the door every day, and so can you. Renewal by Anderson windows and patio doors keep the outside out. They're the best of the best installed by local people who care. Renewal by Anderson. It's good to be home.
Known previously as Angela's Bridal and Boutique in downtown Scottsbluff, now tuxedos and men's formal wear by Angela's. Brought to you by Weborg 21 Center. We are excited to offer you more one-on-one customer service. Whether you need a tux for the wedding, a suit for the office, or you're just ready to step up your everyday fashion. And don't forget our second location. Angela's Boutique is now located at Bianco & Company in downtown Scottsbluff, still empowering women to look and feel their most confident. The same great boutique, now just down the street.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
With warmer weather comes warmer vehicles. Let the professionals at High Tech Automotive help you with your automotive checking, maintenance, and repair, so the heat doesn't beat your vehicle. Take your vehicle to High Tech Auto Service between Baumgart's and Frank Parts, 632-2731.
When we combine our energy, we're able to accomplish incredible things and take on the greatest challenges. We're stronger than we could have ever been alone, because our energy works better together. Tri-State and My Roulette Company. Brighter, stronger, better together.
The growth and prosperity of our community is dependent on the reinvestment of local dollars into our local economy. When you open a high-interest savings account at Platte Valley Bank, we turn around and loan your money back to our community for new construction, business expansion, home loans, in backing agriculture, and much more. Come save with us at Platte Valley Bank and know that you are doing business with a local bank with local decisions that reinvests your money here in our community.
And finally tonight, 5 blocks of Broadway between 14th and 19th Street in downtown Scottsbluff will be blocked off on Tuesday evening for the annual National Night Out celebration. The annual nationwide event is designed to strengthen relationships in neighborhoods and raise crime prevention awareness as public safety workers and members of the community come together for a fun evening. Scottsbluff Police Captain Tony Straub says there will be lots of food and fun activities, and there will be something for everyone. He says a lot of work goes into this event, which locally is now in its 23rd year.
We start out having meetings in June, weekly meetings, getting all the entities together and finding out who's going to be where, you know, on the street, where we're going to put all the booths, where we're going to put the food vendors. So there's a lot that goes into it, but we got great community support.
National Night Out runs from 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Free to attend and always a good time. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next time.